Hola, ¿qué tal amigos? Buenos días, buenas tardes y buenas noches. Siempre es un gran momento para aprender español con Profesor Pablo. This is Learn Spanish Rápido con Profesor Pablo. La lección del día, adjectives with ser, number 2. We're looking at describing basically people, either in the present tense or in the past tense. Remember, these are characteristics of people, things that don't change overnight. So we use the verb ser with them, okay? If it's in the present tense, he or she is would be es, they are would be son. He or she was would be era, they were would be eran. And let's take a look at our clusters. Guapo is cute, feo is ugly. Chistoso, funny. Amable, friendly. Trabajador, hardworking. Perezoso, lazy. And flojo, lazy. Alto, tall. Bajo, short. Pobre, poor. Rico, rich. Grande, big. Pequeño, small. Simpático, nice. Antipático, mean, not nice. Antipático. Just take the anti and then get rid of the sim and put it in front. Ante replaces the sim. Antipático, mean or not nice. Gordo, fat. Flaco, skinny. Caro, expensive. Barato, cheap. Now these are the two adjectives that really aren't referring to people, but I wanted to put them in because they're very common. Caro and barato. Estúpido, stupid. Tonto, silly, foolish, or dumb. Confiable, trustworthy. Fuerte, strong. Débil, weak. Cochino, nasty. Estricto, strict. Sabio, sabio. Comes from the verb saber, to know. Sabe mucho, sabio, wise. Comprensivo, understanding. Presumido, stuck up. And travieso, mischievous. Let's go back here to caro and barato. Okay, caro, expensive, barato is cheap. Something that is characteristically expensive, you would say es caro. It's very expensive. Es muy caro. Like to eat in a very expensive restaurant, es muy caro. Something that's characteristically inexpensive or cheap, barato, you would say es barato, it's cheap. However, let's say you have a high price that's normally expensive and they've lowered the price drastically, then you could go with the verb estar, temporary condition, and say, está barato. Ahora está barato. It's cheap now. Or there was something that was really, really inexpensive, like la gasolina, gasoline. You could say, la gasolina está muy cara. It implies that it's rising, it's changing. Está muy cara. Okay? So that's how caro and barato mean. Characteristically, something that's cheap or inexpensive, es barato. Temporarily, the price has gone way down on a sale. Está barato. Characteristically, something that's really expensive, es caro, es muy caro. But right now, it's reduced. Está barato. Or something that was cheap and is now expensive, está caro. Está caro is implying it's expensive now. It's different. Está barato means it's gone down in price, it's cheap. But characteristically, es barato, it's cheap. Es caro, it's expensive. My sister is tall. Mi hermana es alta. LeBron James es alto. All of our adjectives that end in O, if you're talking about a girl, they're going to end in A. If you're talking about a mixed group, it's going to be OS. If it's all girls, it would be AS, right? The adjective always agrees back to the person you're talking about. To make a word ending in E, plural, you add S. Grande is for a guy or a girl. Grandes, with an S, would be for plural. Okay, most of these are O, correct? Travieso, all of these over here. Fuerte would be a guy, a girl would be fuerte. Débil would be a guy, débil for weak would be a girl, but the plural would be fuertes and débiles. Trustworthy for two or more people, confiables. Any accent marks? Let's take a look here. Simpatico on the A. Why? We told you any vowel, 3 vowels back, breaks both rules of pronunciation, and it must have an accent mark where the violator vowel is. Like it gets a ticket. Put it over the A. That's telling you to pronounce the word simpatico and not simpatico, simpatico. Okay? Any other accent marks? Estúpido, same thing. The stress is 3 vowels back. That's not permitted by the rules. It breaks the rules. It is a violator vowel. You got to give it a ticket. Give it an accent mark. Think of accent marks as a ticket because they break the rule, they violate the rule. Anything else over here? Débil. Okay, why does débil have it? Well, words that don't end in N, S, or a vowel, that would qualify débil, doesn't end in NS or a vowel, are supposed to be stressed on the last vowel. It should be débil, débil, but it breaks the rule, and we have to put a ticket here because it's a violator vowel and it breaks the rule. Débil, débil. Let me just take an aside here for a moment. You know people that speak Spanish and they speak it to a certain level and they may make a lot of mistakes. The most important thing in speaking a language is communication. There's no doubt about it. We want to be able to say and communicate to other people. But for us, we want to be able to communicate accurately, correctly, with proper pronunciation, proper word choice. We want to get the right conjugation of the verb. That's why with our system, starting from where we began to where we are now, we're filling in all the gaps. You're not going to have any weaknesses. You're going to take what you know and you're going to speak it correctly. And a lot of the people that took Spanish in high school and never really learned it and they remember this or they remember that, they have a lot of gaps in their learning, a lot of deficiencies, but that's okay. Do the best you can, no doubt about it. But you're watching these videos and studying the program because you want to become fluent in Spanish and have no gaps. So that's our objective, is to explain all of this to you so you understand why. Okay, let's do some more practice. Let's take pobre. They are poor would be son pobres with an S. They're rich, son ricos. Howard Hughes was a very rich man. Howard Hughes era un señor muy rico, right? Let's go with grande. Frankenstein es muy grande. The players on that team, los jugadores de aquel equipo son grandes. They're big, son grandes with an S. My mom is very nice. Mi mamá es muy simpática. El perro es muy gordo. The dog is really fat. El perro es muy flaco. The dog is really skinny. We already did caro and barato. Let's go to estúpido and tonto. We don't like to call people estúpido or tonto. That's not nice. So let's just talk about maybe an idea. Es una idea muy estúpida, right? Es una idea. Idea is feminine, so we got to go estúpida. Es algo muy tonto. It's something really stupid. Es algo muy tonto. Es algo muy estúpido. Confiable. All my friends are trustworthy. Todos mis amigos son confiables. Son confiables. My brother is strong. Mi hermano es fuerte. Right? My brother is not weak. Mi hermano no es débil. No es débil. If you want to say they are weak, son débiles. They are strong, son fuertes. Cochino. It's nasty. Es cochino. Es cochino. Es muy cochino. It's very nasty. Now, if you were talking about people, again, I don't like to use derogatory terms for people, but you're going to hear these words, and that's why we teach them. Cochino is nasty. Es muy cochino. Okay? If a guy did something just gross and you say, es muy cochino, he's very nasty. If a girl did something really gross and nasty, es muy cochina. But again, we don't like to use derogatory terms for people, but you will hear that. Cochino. By the way, cochino also means pig. P-I-G. Estricto. The teachers are very strict. Los maestros son muy estrictos. Estrictos with an OS. Sabio. Grandparents are very wise. Los abuelos son muy sabios. My teacher is very understanding. Mi maestro es muy comprensivo. That girl is kind of stuck up, conceited. Esa muchacha es. Esa muchacha es un poco presumida, is a little bit conceited. Travieso, mischievous. The kids are mischievous. Los niños son traviesos. Again, we don't use a lot of these in our active vocabulary in terms of words of choice, but we're going to hear them. You're going to hear all of these words in real life, so we want to make sure you understand what they mean when you hear them. If somebody says, es muy cochino, it's really nasty, we want you to know that cochino means nasty. Let's go to era and eran, okay? Let's say, they were very poor. Eran muy pobres. How many times do you hear a success story from a man or a woman and he or she would say, I was really poor? It would still be era for I. Era muy pobre antes. Before, I was really poor. Antes era muy pobre. They were poor. Eran pobres, pero, we've had that, but ya no, not anymore. Eran pobres, pero ya no. Let's go with pequeño. Wow, he was really small. Era muy pequeño, ahora es muy grande. So here we go. He was, era pequeño, pero ahora, but now, es muy grande. Here we go. We're starting to build sentences. We're constructing, we're building language. Let's go with simpático. Let's say someone who lived many years ago and passed away many, many years ago, and he or she is remembered as a really nice person. Era muy simpático. Lady, she was really nice. Era muy simpática. Something that we used to do all the time. It didn't make sense. Era muy estúpido. Era muy estúpido. It was really foolish. Era muy tonto. Era muy tonto. He was really strong. Era muy fuerte. If you're going to describe, put a characteristic on a person in the past, you're going to describe him or her with era, E-R-A. Era. If it's they, it'd be eran. Okay? They were very wise. Eran muy sabios. You're talking about your elementary school teachers. They were very strict. Eran muy estrictos. He was very understanding. Era muy comprensivo. He was really mischievous. Era muy travieso. It used to be cheap. Era muy barato. It used to be very expensive. Era muy caro. Again, changing condition, you could use estar. Like ahora está barato. Right now it's cheap. Ahora está caro. Like prices fluctuate on the stock market. Like a particular stock, it's really cheap. Está muy barato ahora. That's how you would use está with barato or caro. But characteristically, es caro, es barato. It's expensive, it's cheap. They were really funny. Eran muy chistosos. She was really friendly. Era muy, that's an A. Era muy amable. Era muy amable. Guys talking about girls when they were in high school. Oh, that girl, man, she was a knockout. Era muy guapa. Era muy guapa. She was really cute. He was very hardworking. Era muy trabajador. How would we do this for a girl? Just put an A on there. She was really hardworking. Era muy trabajadora. Era trabajadora. Okay? They were lazy. Eran perezosos. Flojo, lazy as well. All right, let's take a look at our adjectives. Cute, ugly, funny, friendly, hardworking, lazy, lazy. Tall, short, poor, rich, big, small, nice, not nice or mean, fat, skinny, expensive, cheap, stupid, foolish or dumb or silly, trustworthy, strong, weak, nasty, strict, wise, understanding, stuck up, and mischievous. And again, our verbs es and son, era or eran, and they come from the verb ser. Okay, adjectives, part 2. Okay, that's it. Hasta la próxima lección. Que tengan un gran día. Have a great day. Cuídense mucho.